everybody. Happy Monday. Money Monday, that is. Pretty crazy day in the market today. Not going to lie. I mean, just in terms of movers anyway, there's a lot of opportunity, a lot going on, and a lot to keep an eye on in the coming days. Today I went 2 for 3. I guess technically 2 for 3 and then like a break-even trade. So not going to count that, but still a really great day in small caps, but even better with some meme stocks. I'm sure you guys are all over that. The Gamma Squeeze is back on. We actually talked about this last week or the week before with, I think it was last week with, AMC and GameStop starting to move. In fact, as I'm watching right now, GameStop is pushing up into the 195s, could break 200 after hours, which would be insane. So fingers crossed we can get something crazy there, but we'll go to get into those charts in just a moment. Let's first start off though with HYMC. This is probably my favorite trade of the day. Very easy. I was actually at my workout most of the midday and kind of laid out that plan ahead of time in the room before I headed out. So got in here. We had essentially a picture perfect. Let's look at this daily chart real quick though. So big reason for this move was the completion of the offering, I guess, which I'm imagining is this day right here is when they probably announced it. We had this really nice consolidation with basically a 1.5 breakout, gapped through that. And that was, unfortunately, I missed the almost picture perfect dip and rip. Right, let's get VWAP up. There we go. Picture perfect dip and rip, right down to support in the 150s. Came back right up here through high day. Debatably an entry right in this area too in the 160s, but very clear risk level. Popped up into the 180s, and then we just had this really nice VWAP hold. So I actually got a 183 entry right here. Alerted that, and basically my plan on this was I didn't have a necessary, this wasn't a scalp for me. HYMC has the past few days, it's been a big mover, has been a really nice midday move. And so I wanted to kind of be positioned in that in the morning with that low of day risk, and it worked to a T. I told the room my plan was for a 250s test, which we got that 240s test, which was plenty fine with me, and then reevaluate afterwards, towards the end of the day, if it's still holding up. But I had my risk levels set and I knew what I was looking for. So we got that, again, that entry here in the 180s, risking the 157 level. So, what's that, a 25 cent risk, give or take. And we ended up getting a first exit up here at 235. Right into this push as I got back into the office, which was really nice. Let it dip down here, and unfortunately, once we had this triple top up here, it was getting really late in the day, and I thought after this big dip and like your recovery back up, I really thought it should have broke through 240 there. I would have added through, probably then moving my risk up to the 212 level. I did end up moving my risk after this 1/4 position sell up here. I did end up moving my risk to 180. So essentially it was actually I'll call it a break-even trade at worst case scenario, but I ended up cutting right down here through the 224 level as we just had that triple top, that new lower high here, and just looking really weak now. It did just kind of continue to chop around into the afternoon or into the rest of the day there. So it is what it is, but still great trade. Unfortunately, I didn't get to add anything even after moving my risk up. That was just a level I was comfortable with as we were way up here. I would have loved to maybe even get an add here or after this double bottom established, but it's all right. Again, I was working out during this time. So it is what it is. Still a great trade though. Really nice killer all day hold. I haven't had one of those in a long time. So I'm really proud of myself for staying patient, sticking to my plan, and again, doing what I could there. That other trade was, the other winner was CELZ. Unfortunately, I really undercapitalized on this, and I'm sure you'll see why in a second here. So I ended up getting long around 410 in this morning action here as we popped through here with a risk on that 380 level on low a day. So roughly a 40 cent risk. And I just, same plan. My plan was here an all day hold on this. We had a really nice potential breakout chart, really low float, right? 5 or 6 mil float. And I really liked this multi-day breakout potential. Let me get rid of this. For continuation, we were holding over that $5 or $4 breakout level, which was a very key level. Again, I was hoping for a 6 test today. You know what I mean? From essentially back here. And even though this volume is completely irrelevant, figured that 6 level would be psychological after we could get through 5. But it just, even though we were holding over that $4 level for the majority of the day, we were not able, even with volume, what did it trade? A little over 40 million shares today. We're just not able to get that parabolic push even after the 5 break. So I ended up cutting though. We got right, where was it? Right here. I cut down in the mid 440s. So it was still a nice, 30-cent win, but it was more or less a 1-to-1 trade at the end of the day. It just to me seemed like a failed high a day break. And it did end up breaking. Had I held, the thing is, I think I probably still would have probably sold at the same level. I would have held through this looking for that $6 area and it wouldn't have happened. But again, after we had that failed high a day break test right here, in the afternoon, I just wasn't really comfortable with that anymore. So it was a small win, but still, it was a nice potential trade. And I'm still going to be keeping an eye on this for the next few days. Fingers crossed we get a really cool 3rd-day surge on Wednesday. LLL was my loser of the day. I got long right here. I started in here in the at 430. I really liked the multi-day on this a lot. We just had a really nice multi-day setup. Was thinking that today had a really nice pop over yesterday's high a day through this multi-day trend line. The volume just didn't end up coming in for it. I'm still going to keep an eye on this though, as long as it's holding up near the $4 area. I did get an ad right in here in the 430s before I left for my workout. And it did break high day. It had failed high day break though. And I ended up cutting, my risk was 409 right under this 410 level. So I cut right down here for just the loss I had planned on. It is what it is. I didn't have, I had full normal size after this ad here. So I had started in with about half size on this buy. And so 1 loss today, 2 wins. And I was just really more so, well, actually 3 wins if we count that AMC scalp. Hold on, I forgot about that. At the end of the day. So like I said, we're going to get into the meme stocks. AMC up 43% today after running, really craziness, right? Because this came down from $12, the $13 area, on the 14th. So it's 2 weeks ago, and now up tested 30 today. Craziness. And so I got a scalp on it at the end of the day. Kind of wanted to be part of the fun, but also had a really nice little setup, which ideally I would have loved to get in this area, but didn't. I wasn't around my computer at the time. I was just getting back, and so basically what happened here was we had right up in here, right? We had this 2840 level. And then we had this really quick fake breakdown through this. This was kind of a little support level and instant recovered back up. So I got in at 2838. And again, my plan here was just to scalp that really quick strength into the end of day. I got a 29.25 sell and a 29.21 sell. So whatever that math comes out to is right next to each other. But really, really quick, fun scalp. And I was kind of cool to be part of the meme stock fun, even though congrats to any of you guys who are buying in the morning. You guys crushed it today. GameStop, same thing. I didn't trade this, but beautiful move. Same thing. Testing $200 now. Here's the deal. If this breaks over 250, anything's possible. That being said, let's really quickly kind of talk about the reason all of this is happening. So first of all, AMC, by the way, traded $5.5 billion in volume today, $5.5 billion volume. Insane. We haven't seen anything like that in a long time. We haven't seen dollar volume like that in a long time. So this is really cool to see. But let's look at this daily chart again, right? I don't know. I think we probably have gone over kind of a really basic idea of what a gamma squeeze is in a while back in one of these episodes, but this is more or less a gamma squeeze again, which really, really simplified. I'm not going to go into it too much here. You can look it up if you're really curious, what truly is a gamma squeeze, but options trading is what moves a lot of large cap stocks, right? Because it's a very leveraged way to trade large caps, and large cap traders or investors oftentimes use options to hedge against a position. Now, the thing is, right, much like with short selling, you can technically lose an infinite amount on your money if you're not margin called. Well, with options, they are much, much, much more volatile, volatile than the actual stock itself. And what happens is, let's say an options trader is hedging their position, or a large cap investor, trader, fund, whatever the case may be, is hedging their position, and they are essentially short they're short the calls of AMC because it's a hedge position, or they just, they're betting on it going down still. That's how you generally collect premiums, right? 90% of all options expire worthless. So in theory, by shorting calls and shorting puts, you're collecting the premium money for when that price goes to zero. However, that being said, right, options prices can get wild, right? So if I'm short a call, $5 per contract, it is not a 40% move on a stock, or even like a 10% move on a large cap stock. That could be a 200, 300, 400% move for that option. So imagine you're short $5, or you're short, maybe the 20 calls on AMC or the 25 calls on AMC, and you're short them for like $5 per contract. Well, all of a sudden AMC is trading at 29. You now have to cover that for an exponentially larger loss. But again, the options contracts are a right. They guarantee you the right to buy shares. So when you cover that, you're essentially covering X number of shares, and that is generally speaking what a gamma squeeze is, are options. Short biased options traders who are hedging a position, or again, trying to just collect that premium, getting squeezed out of their position. That is more, that's what happened here. That is what this was all about, right? That's why you're able to get a move on a large cap stock from this $13 breakout right here led to 75. That doesn't happen on a 515 million float. Like that doesn't happen, right? It's just crazy. And same story here. Because again, how often does a $16 billion company move from the 14s to the 30s without a single red day? Very, very rarely. So, and that's, it could keep going. It could keep going because, options generally expire on Fridays. So there's more room, but I would encourage you to look more into, the fine details of a gamma squeeze. They don't happen all too often because, again, 90% of the time options traders are right in terms of expiration, people who are betting on those options going to zero. But when they're not, and it is a very largely it's a stock that attracts a lot of retail attention, it's very crazy to see what those squeezes can lead to, especially those who are massively over leveraged and is trading a lot of dollar volume on the day. So I would love for this to keep going. More realistically, what happens is we get into the mid 30s before that fade. Ideally, what happens tomorrow for a short seller, right, is like another 10 to 20% gap and then fade for the day. But it's, anything's possible at this point. This is a pretty crazy bounce, and AMC definitely has more of a ways to go in terms of some kind of crazy run potential. I would not be surprised for AMC to, maybe keep grinding up. I think GameStop is probably the real one to keep an eye on through 250. If that happens, it's off to the races. And these are meme stocks. Anything's possible. Do you remember this? This was a crazy bounce when it ran all the way up from whatever it was, $15 to $500, back down to 40, then back up to 300. That's the power of meme stocks. And I really, 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 fingers crossed, hope that we can get some more craziness, because this stuff heats up the market. You know what I mean? This gets people super interested in trading. This just gets retail money back in. As we're talking, AMC is trying to go to 30 right now. Would be really cool. We'll see how it ends after hours and see where it can. Did we hit 30? Just about. Let's see, what's the high? $29.99. Oh boy. Sorry for those of you guys that had sell orders at 30. You missed it by a penny as of right now, but who knows? By the time this is uploaded, AMC could be at like, 35 or something crazy. So, anyways, let me know let me know what you down in the comments. Yeah, sure. Let me know what you think down in the comments. What's going to happen to AMC, GameStop, these meme stocks? Can they? We had an episode last week. Can they break out? Maybe, but I want to hear your thoughts down below. Make sure to hit the like button if you are crushing in this market as well, or even if you're not, and just kind of getting some useful insight from these episodes. With that being said, I will see you guys back here on Wednesday for small cap recap. And yeah, trade safe, trade well, and have a great rest of your Money Monday. Peace.
We hope you guys enjoyed that last video. Thanks so much for watching and being a part of the StocksTrade community. We wouldn't be here without you guys. Be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Our goal is to hit 100,000 subscribers by the end of the year, but we can't do it without your help. So if you enjoy what we're putting out and want to hear more, be sure to hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys in the next video.